Welcome to A Friday Reads, where I talk about what I read, what I'm reading, what I hope to get to next. We are going to do a very tiny book haul because I bought one book. It's probably not surprising which one I bought. If you watched last week's video, I was finally able to go to a bookstore this week. Very excited. I almost bought 2 books. Almost. But I restrained myself. And I'm going to open the 3rd month Sanderson Secret Project box. I'll have timestamps down below if you want to skip that. That'll be at the end of the video anyways, because I haven't opened it yet. I've had it for weeks, but I just forgot to sit down and film it, and it's not one of the book boxes, so I'm curious about what's in it, but I assume nothing in it is perishable. So that's what we're gonna do, starting with what I have finished that I can talk about, because I'm in the middle of something I can't talk about, but soon. You will get thoughts on that soon. So first off, I finished Elantris. This is my special copy that Leslie got me, which I'm so happy about because it was just so fun reading this. But I am going to just put an image on the screen because I think this is just a little reflective. Everything I say stands from last week's video where I talked about Elantris and how much I love it. I mean, here's the thing. I know it's a favorite of all time for me because I have read it more times than I read most books. Do I think that if I read it for the first time today, it would be more than a 4 or 4.5 star experience? I don't know, and I don't have to answer that question, right? Like, I've been reading it since I was like 13 years old, and I just really enjoy it. It's a very nostalgic, cozy time for me, and I actually do think, because this is the first time I was reading it with the lens of I've just been in a very interesting headspace in terms of thinking of societies, systems, economics, how we treat people, how we build hierarchies, what our focus is on, what we lean on in communities. These thoughts have been in my brain lately, and reading Elantris, I thought it was more interesting by far compared to other Cosmere books that I've read that have attempted to tackle similar things. I mean, that's not the focus of Elantris, but seeing how the Elantrians come together, seeing what they try to do to mess with the new government system in Erelon, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff there this read's appreciation was the thing I really enjoyed. I also just love seeing all the Cosmere things. Like, reading Elantris, which was the first Cosmere book, after reading all of the Cosmere stuff we've had so far, especially some of the newer reveals that we've had in the last 2 books specifically related to this world, it's crazy. Like, I mean, we know that Sanderson plans stuff, but like the Easter eggs, the intentionality of how things work is so fascinating. In the theories you can form now about things that we still don't understand. There are these creatures that we still don't quite understand in Elantris, and like now I have more theories about how they probably work because of having read Stormlight Archive and things like that. And I'm excited to unpack that all for the Cosmere Along that Roger's been hosting. That video will be on my channel. The live show, I believe, I can't even remember if it's April 1st or 2nd, but I will put the live show link down below when I have it, but it's not this coming weekend. It is the following weekend here, I think at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because I think still Daylight Savings Time hasn't happened everywhere yet, because why would it ever happen at the same time? Why does it have to happen at all? I don't like Daylight Savings Time. But anyways, I love Elantris. I totally get, though, why pacing-wise it wouldn't work for everyone. But I really like it. I really have a good time. Another thing I finished, this was kind of sort of one of the reads that I've been reading this month that I finished because it was short and because it was an obligation. But if left to my own devices, if in a library on my own I had picked this up, I would have probably stopped reading it after 50 pages and gone, that's a book, but probably not for me, and that is Far From the Light of Heaven. I do have the library copy, but I'm going to put an image on the screen again for ease of readability. And I wanted to like this so much, and I need to finish my thoughts for the spoiler vlog, so I'm going to be brief here, because I can also just talk about it in the wrap-up at the end of the month, but the afterword was so much more compelling to me than the book itself. What the author wanted to do really compelled me. What I actually got felt like I wanted the TV show version. There were some interesting twists and turns, things that I didn't see coming, but I didn't like the reveal of things. I really could never feel grounded in what I was seeing. Like, I really had no sense of what anyone really looked like. And, like, I'm not a visual reader, but, like, I truly couldn't figure out, I don't know, how people's presence works. Because that's how I am as, like, a visual, not visual reader. It's, like, how people fill the space, you know? Do they take up a lot of space? Are they generally the person in the corner? Like, I just had no sense of how these people really interacted with each other. There just wasn't enough there for me to latch onto, I think, is my best weird way of describing things. So I consistently felt really ungrounded and disengaged from the narrative, which was objectively tense and full of big moments and the claustrophobia of space. But yeah, so if you're a patron, I'll probably have that video up maybe before this video goes up. Maybe you've already seen it. We'll see if I can get my act together. That's my goal, is to put it up Thursday, and you guys will see this Friday, so we'll see. And yeah, it's just, that was kind of a disappointment for me. Like, I kind of was prepared because so many other people have had that type of experience, but I was just hoping that, like, no, this is going to be an author that works great for me and my brain, and that wasn't the case. So those are the two things that I have finished. I am almost done with Golden Sun, which the live show is this weekend on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Alex Nieves' channel. If there's a link, I'll put it down below. Otherwise, I will link his channel, and you can keep your eye open for that. I will obviously share it in a community tab when we have the link, and like right before it goes live. Golden Sun is a time. Like, it's interesting to me that so many people vastly enjoy this one more than Red Rising, because I think in terms of storytelling, it does a lot of what Red Rising does, but to me, not as good of effect. I don't know, like, it's not bad. Like, I think I'll probably give it a similar rating that I did Red Rising, but it's definitely not my favorite. Like, I just get a lot of, plot whiplash. I'm just like, you can't sit in a moment, and I don't really know what we're going towards. And I think that's the thing. Red Rising felt kind of comfortable because it was so trope-wise, narrative framework-wise familiar to me. So I kind of understood what we were working for. When you're in the Institute at the end of that book, which I know a lot of people don't love, but you understand it's a war game, we're going towards winning the game. In Golden Sun, we have a general idea of Darrow having aims and goals, but you as the reader, you just don't know what's happening, what's going to change the dynamic, and that's kind of fun. Like, I'm not going to say it's not fun, but it's also just very disjointed, and like, it's weird. Like, I'm just like, having even read this before, I don't remember what's happened. It didn't stick to me, and you don't really get to have character moments. So I don't know. My bet is that Golden Sun is my least favorite, and I might be like Morning Star, Red Rising, Golden Sun is my like ranking of the original trilogy, and I think that's what it was on my first read too. Which I know is like an unpopular opinion, but I just can't, like, it's so easy for me to put down Golden Sun. And when I pick it up, I'm always just like, wait, how did we get here again? And I have to like flip back and be like, how did I get here? Also, if you hear a cat, there's a cat outside the door, but we're gonna power through. So I'm not disliking Golden Sun on my reread, but I think now that I know my taste modes, this momentum of plot forward, very limited character interactions is just not my preference anymore. I still hold this would be a fantastic show. Why don't we have a show, animated or otherwise? Like, people love this type of stuff. It is still high drama. So, yeah, and I mean, it's not surprising. My favorite moments have been the conversations people are having, because those are like the few times I get to be with them, but then you're always tense because you're like, conversation's happening. So when's the shoe going to drop? And we're about to have the plot twist or the reveal or, you know, stuff like that. So, not a bad experience, but definitely not what I was expecting, especially because, like, first read through, I didn't think much about it, I think. I was just like, okay, that was a bridge book. It takes me from Red Rising to Morning Star, cool. But then hearing how much people love Golden Sun comparatively to Red Rising, I'm like, yeah, that's not my opinion. Nope, it definitely is not. Because I truly have been confused about that for a few years since being on BookTube and hearing that over and over again. So yeah, I'm in the middle of that. I am still working my way through Open Fans of Latin America. I finished part 1. I've done it. This whole beginning half of the book is part 1. Yeah, no new thoughts other than I have finished part 1. And it's depressing. Venezuela was finally kind of brought up because the third chapter, part 1, is about minerals and how many minerals are from South America that are used for industry and stuff like that. And just economies don't make sense. Like there's even a section here where the author is just like, so the cost of gas is going up for people after it's refined, but they're actually paying less for the crude part, even though there is more demand. So, like, the normal rules of capitalism just don't apply when it's South America, you know? Like, or when, you know, it's any other, you know, country that doesn't have, like, the lobbyists, you know, shelling for them and backing them up and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it's just like every time people are just like, well, capitalism works because blah, blah, blah. It's just like, except for when they break the rules. Like, if there is a high demand for something, it should cost more, but that's not what happened. And it's just wild. It's just wild. Anyways, so that, you know, I read a little bit of that a day so I don't get depressed out of my mind. And the other book that I have been reading, I can't talk about, but I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. So I'm excited to get those thoughts out and for you guys to see them. I think a lot of you will be very excited, maybe nervous to hear what I have to say about this book. But man, oh man, I have so many thoughts. I don't have regrets, but it's also like not my favorite thing. Like what I can say is that it's relatively easy to read, definitely longer than I want it to be, and probably can't be more than a 4-star if I'm lucky. So we'll see. But I at least have a lot of thoughts, so like, you know. Book haul wise, I of course got The Faithless by C.L. Clarke. Cause yeah, look at this book, guys, it's so pretty. And actually, do I have The Unbroken nearby? Oh, I don't know. I just did that video earlier this week, and so all my books are all over the place. Ah, here it is. So we have The Unbroken, and then we have The Faceless, and they're so cute together. Look at them. Ah, look at them. Are they the same height? They better be the freaking same height. I haven't actually looked at them together yet. Yeah, cool. They're the same height. Ah, makes me so happy. What's the third one going to be? What color? I have no clue. I really want, for Tasha Suri's series, for it to be purple. So I think it should be purple because it's Orbit. So they have the control of like continuing this sapphic trifecta color scheme that like kind of is still working with Shelley Parker Chan, but that's a Tor book, so it's different controls. And now into the Cytonic Box. So actually, I don't even need to do timestamps because this is probably going to be the last thing I talk about in the video. Actually, no. I'll talk about other things first, then I'll open the box so that when you don't want to see this box, you can just click away. Even though obligatory YouTuber thing of hurts the analytics. I'm kidding. I don't really care that much. But I finished Horizon Zero Dawn. I did it. I finished it. Like, what? It was one of my New Year's resolutions was to finish a video game. This is my first video game finish since like not even high school, middle school, 6th grade. I don't know. It's been a long time. And so I have started Witcher 3, which has been fun and way less stressful than Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like Horizon Zero Dawn, it like gives you the ability for stealth, and like the monsters are always looking out for you, and like the monsters in the beginning levels are easy to handle in both, but I was just way more scared of Watchers and Striders than I have been any of the ghouls I have seen in Witcher, you know? So comparing like tutorial areas, Witcher's been kinder to me. And it's kind of cool seeing the adaptation of the books that I read and also comparing it to like the TV show and like seeing where we're hopping into the story and how it's a kind of an alternative timeline-ish. It's interesting. And I have the upgraded version for the next-gen system, so it looks relatively nice. I'm trying to play my like less pretty games before I play like the really pretty PS5 games. But also, I already missed Horizon Zero Dawn, and everyone's talking about the Horizon Forbidden West DLC, and I do have a little bit of FOMO. But I'm pretty cheap, so I probably won't buy it for a while. So I already have Witcher 3, which is going to take hundreds and hundreds of hours of my life anyways. Like, I spent 80 to 90 hours in Horizon Zero Dawn, and like, I didn't 100% it. And that's not even as open world as what The Witcher is with both of its expansions. So that's going to take a lot of my time. And then I have Mass Effects 1 through 3. And then I have Hades. So I got plenty of video games. And I don't even like prioritize them that much. So that's my video game update. And I don't really think we have like any TV show or movie updates other than we keep watching the DC animated movies because they are awesome. Like, it's just a lot of fun. We've been watching the most recent movies in chronological order, so we just watched Justice League versus Teen Titan. Also, I love Damian Wayne. He's such a disaster menace child. He's such a mess. Oh, so edgy. Such an edgelord. I just love him. And I'm a firm believer that Batman is better with a team or with a Robin. Or primarily both. I like both. Batman as an individual is not interesting to me. One thing I will say for the DC movies, if anyone cares, is I love Superman. Superman is one of my favorite superheroes. I know, like, everyone's like, he's so boring or whatever. I don't know. I have a lot of Superman opinions. I have favorite adaptations. Like, I have a lot. And I don't mind how he's used per se, but he's always like a deus ex machina in these movies. Like, they just forget that Clark Kent is a person. Like, the whole point of Superman is that he's not Superman. He is Clark Kent, who uses the mantle of Superman. Like, Anyways, he's a very interesting character that no one ever portrays appropriately because they're always thinking about how to remove him from the problem so it's not too easy to solve, or making him the problem, or bringing him in to solve the problem after it's gone on for too long. Like, that's what they do with him, and it's very lazy. And he deserves just as much care as they give Batman, who I think is actually, like, not that interesting. And everyone agrees usually that it's the villains that are interesting. Like, Batman himself is just a rich, sad boy who has a lot of money. And, like, he's, you know, Batman and stuff. Like, I do like Batman things. I like a lot of Batman things. We've just watched a lot of it. But I'm just saying, I feel sad that Batman gets more love than Superman, because I love Superman. I also recently saw a tweet that made me really want to watch Smallville, which is one of my favorite adaptations of Superman stuff. Like, if you're gonna have broody, angsty Superman, make him a teenager. It's pretty fun. All right, with that longer than expected ramble about video games and movies out of the way, I'm gonna open this box. And we have our spoiler card, which says this is the Cytoverse, which I assume has to do with, Cytonic, Starsight, and Skyward. Yeah, that's the wrong order to say it, that series books. Like, I went 3-1, but that one. Which is not my favorite. I don't dislike it, but we'll see what's in here. Ooh, I am always a sucker for playing cards. So we have playing cards, and it says Go Fish. Is it a Go Fish deck? It is a Go Fish deck. Okay, that's kind of fun, because when I backed the Stormlight Archives book, they had a deck of cards that was just normal, and I liked that, but, like, I like Go Fish. What do these cards even look like? Are they good quality? I mean, the Stormlight ones were pretty good quality. Ah, I can't get this open. You ever try these stupid things? If you have board games, you know the hell that is moving these plastic things. Oh, and there's a sticker. Okay, I'm not doing the sticker right now. I'm just incapable. But here is it less shiny, so that's pretty cool. All right, so deck of cards for Go Fish, which is like a fun game. Little pin, because I think each of these come with a pin. Oh, and it's Starrett. Guys, it's Starrett. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, everyone. I'm pretty happy with the Starrett pin, not gonna lie. All right, what is this even? This says it's a Doomslug silicone mold. Okay, well, we needed more ice cubes, I guess. Let me open this up real quick. So yeah, we have little Doomslug shaped things, and you put stuff in it, presumably water or I guess Jello or whatever, and you can have Doomslugs. All right, I'm excited to see what Ryan does with his iced coffee. He's the only one who uses ice in this house, but there it is. And then, ooh, this looks nice. What is this? Premium M-Bot model. Yeah, I don't really know. Let's see if I can get this open. Oh, okay. Well, this is quite nice. It has a stand too, so I don't have this together because I am not well versed in models and things like that. But this is like, I don't know if you can hear that, but this is like actually like solid stuff. Like, that's kind of cool that I know what M-Bot looks like now though, because I'm not a visual reader, so now I can be like M-Bot. But no, it has like a stand and a kickstand sort of thing. It's stuck in here. I can't get it out right now for you guys on camera, but this is nifty. It's like, it's pretty nice. So that is this box. I don't think there's anything else to really show you guys in it. It came with red paper this time. It says thank you at the bottom. So that be the box. I think I like this one a tiny bit more than the Hoyd one, for anyone who really cares. If only because I have a Starrett pin, and I love Starrett. We'll see how this actually works within practice in the freezer. I don't... I'm just trying to imagine the brainstorming room of like... And then, of course, everyone needs a Doomslug silicone molds, right? Like, that's obvious. Like, the M-Bot model made sense to me. Like, I almost would have preferred, like, a tiny little, like, like a little plushie or something. But this is probably easier, like, cheaper. And I do like cards. Like, I'm a sucker for cards. So, I think, in general, this is a bigger win for me. Although, I say that. I've worn that Hoyd shirt many times because it's very soft. And I've actually used the Post-it notes because I've run out of Post-it notes. Although, they're not, like, as usable as I'd like them to be, but, like, I've used them because they've just been around. So anyways, that's his Friday read. I'm surrounded by plastic that I need to pick up because my cat eats plastic if I leave it around because she has no self-preservation. And if you want to leave an emoji, if you're still here, I guess a slug for Doomslug. This is just wild to me. Like, this is so dumb. Like, just supposed to sit in the fridge. Like, this This is ridiculously dumb, guys. Like, it's cute. Like, well, I'll report back if the ice cubes actually look like Doomslug when I use this. Because I think that's even what the sheet said. I think the sheet said use it for ice cubes. Safe for ice cubes, chocolates, gelatin, or other foods, and can also be used with wax, melted crayons, resin, and plaster. Maybe if I don't like it for ice cubes, my sibling does resin work, I will give this to them and be like, make me a Doomslug. Maybe I'll do that, because Doomslug is pretty cute. But I don't need 4 of them. Goodness. All right. Slug for Doomslug as the emoji. Let me know how your weekend's going. Like, you know, are you planning to read anything, watch anything, play anything, do nothing? You know, if you're doing nothing, I'm really happy for you. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.